Hi, my name is Isabella Miller, and this is my Things I Should Have Said video for Sociology 100, Section 6. And a time in which I witnessed social inequality was when I was a senior in high school. I went to Dakota High School in Macomb, Michigan, which is a fairly large high school. And I was actually in my student leadership class when this happened, believe it or not. And it was around Christmas time, getting closer to Christmas break, and I was working on a project with some of my fellow classmates during class. My teacher was actually not in the room with us at the time when this happened. But we were talking about Christmas, what we were going to be doing over Christmas break, things along those lines. And one of the classmates that I was working with and talking to is Catholic. And she was telling me about, how she was going to be going to Mass with her family. She was telling me about her favorite Bible story that they do for Christmas Mass. And I was engaged because I also am Catholic, so I could relate to what she was saying. And there were also some other people that were joining in on our conversation and seemed to enjoy it. Didn't seem to be bothering anyone. And then all of a sudden, my other classmate, who is Jewish, stood up randomly in the middle of our conversation out of her seat and started yelling at my Catholic classmate. She started making really rude remarks, name calling, telling her that she's wrong, what she believes in is wrong, her religion is wrong, things along those lines. And it got to be so bad to the point where my Catholic classmate actually started crying and she had to leave the room. So it got to be pretty bad, and my Jewish classmate just kept yelling at her, and she didn't do anything about it, nor did I, unfortunately. But I wish I would have, looking back at it. And I say that this is an example of a social inequality because it demonstrates religious discrimination. And religious discrimination is basically when someone criticizes someone else when they believe in something else, or when they believe in a different religion that's, opposite or different in any way from their own. So obviously, my Jewish classmate was discriminating my Catholic classmate because they don't believe in the same thing. So that was just an example of religious discrimination. And I feel guilty for saying that I didn't do anything about it, but I think that I was more of a bystander than anything else, just because I didn't want to get involved, to be blunt, about it, because I was taught not to, act out in school. I didn't want to get in trouble for getting into an argument with someone else. I didn't want to get sent to the principal's office, as childish as that may sound. But yeah, I just didn't want to get in trouble. I was taught to follow the rules in school and to be nice to others, and that's my personal choice, to be nice to others, no matter what your religion, your ethnicity, your race, etc. That's my choice. So I didn't want to say anything, but looking back on it now, I wish I would have. And if I had the choice to say anything, I probably would have just told my Jewish classmate, hey, in the nicest way possible, hey, you can disagree with her all you want, but preferably, to yourself, or you could politely ask her to stop talking about it, or if she's going to talk about it quieter, or, you just don't have to bash people or bash on others for their religion and what they believe in. That's just how they were brought up, or that's just their own personal choice. So it's just not fair for you to, bash on them. But like I said, I would try to do it in the nicest way possible, especially because she would probably think I'm biased, because she didn't know I was Catholic. So I didn't want to, I didn't want to take sides necessarily, but I would try to tell her, future references, if you feel this way again, just either keep it to yourself or politely ask someone to stop it, what they're talking about, or to be quieter about it, or leave the room and talk about it, because you're Jewish. So if you're not comfortable with that, then just politely ask them. I always feel that if you ask someone in a polite way, then they are way more likely to understand, be like, okay, and appreciate you for, asking them to just stop. So, yeah, I definitely would go back if I could. I feel bad that I didn't. I actually don't remember seeing that girl the next day at school, my Catholic classmate. I heard that she was really upset by it, so she didn't come back for, I think, a day or two. But yeah, so this is my Things I Should Have Said video. Thanks for watching.